Welcome to Inner Warrior, where I help pop culture fans with tips and tools to unleash their inner warrior and achieve their goals. So, what exactly is the Jedi mantra? There's two versions actually, but let's start with the one Anakin and Obi Wan were brought up with. There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. There is no death, there is the Force. Before we get into it, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified of new tips and tools we'll share. Now, let's look at the Jedi's views on emotion, as that is the main point of this mantra. The other points are almost sub-points of that one. According to the mantra, the Jedi are meant to have no emotion, suppressing them. The issue is, all sentient beings have emotions. It's not like we can just turn them off. According to a study published in the International Journal of Comparative Psychology by the National Museum of Natural History in France and the prestigious EPHE College in France, quote, "In the last 30 years, concerns about animal emotions have emerged from the general public, but also from animal professionals and scientists. Animals are now considered as sentient beings, capable of experiencing emotions such as fear or pleasure." So, this mantra already starts with a problem, the problem of going against our very nature. Even psychopaths have emotions. According to a 2017 article in Yale University's Mechanisms of Disinhibition Lab, quote, "The reason psychopaths are a problem is not because they don't feel, but because they have difficulty effectively processing information. They're not cold-blooded, they're simply awful at multitasking." So we need to think about how to address the mind of a psychopath in order to help them notice more information in their environment and harness their emotional experience. Unquote. And suppressing emotions only makes those emotions stronger. Meanwhile, feeling through emotions actually lessens the emotional impact. According to a study in the American Psychological Association by the University of Auckland and the Auckland University of Technology, quote, "Accounting for pre-pandemic psychological health, greater rumination and emotional suppression were independently associated with poorer psychological health, greater depressive symptoms and psychological distress, lower emotional and personal well-being. Even when controlling for the emotional challenges of the pandemic, emotion control difficulties, perceived support, and a range of demographic covariates." Unquote. So, suppressing your emotion is not healthy and actually decreases your psychological health. It's like the unfortunate culture of toxic positivity we see in the self-help community at times. Suppressing your negative emotions instead of feeling through them causes those negative emotions to get stronger. Another major aspect of the Jedi Code is to get rid of attachment, another subpoint of lacking emotion. Because we have emotions, we naturally form bonds and attachments. According to Yoda in the Jedi, attachment leads to jealousy, greed, fear of loss, anger, hate, and suffering. The younglings were taken from their families at a young age so they couldn't form those attachments. But, is attachment really the issue? Anakin was definitely gaslighted by the Council when it came to his ambitions and goals. He wanted to save his mom, and the Council was like, no, attachments are dangerous. When Anakin was having fun being a Jedi and wanted to move up in the order, he was denied and quote-unquote not ready. When he wanted to save Padme from dying, he was told he should just let it be, as she'll be one with the Force in death. If Anakin was taught to deal with his emotions instead of suppressing them, was guided and helped to move up the Jedi ladder, and wasn't gaslighted about his feelings for his mom and Padme, he would have been a great Jedi. Remember, he started as a kid that wanted to do what's right, but through emotional suppression and gaslighting by the Council, he became bitter and psychologically unhealthy. What about that second Jedi mantra, the original one during the Star Wars Legends timeline that was altered into the one we know today? The mantra was, emotion yet peace, ignorance yet knowledge, passion yet serenity, chaos yet harmony, death yet the Force. Now that sounds a lot healthier. We can have emotions, we can have ignorance and passion and chaos and death, but we choose peace, we choose knowledge, serenity, harmony, and the Force. That is the Jedi mantra we can follow and stay psychologically healthy with. We will always feel emotions, but labeling them and feeling them before choosing a new emotion is much healthier than suppressing them. And what about attachment? There's healthy non-attachment and unhealthy non-attachment. The Jedi from Yoda's timeline, they practice unhealthy attachment, where you can't even be attached to your own mother. So, how can we practice healthy non-attachment? And what is healthy non-attachment? In an article for Psychology Today by Dr. Richard Whitehead from the Swinburne University of Technology's Department of Psychological Studies in Australia, Dr. Whitehead states, reducing fixation on the need for experience to be one way or other is extremely healthy. Not only is it related to reduced symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress, but it has also shown to relate to increased pro-social behaviors such as empathy and kindness, as well as advanced psychological development outcomes of wisdom and self-actualization. Numerous studies have also shown it to be a more important quality than mindfulness when explaining positive psychological outcomes. So, reducing the need for something to happen a certain way is healthy, meaning you can be attached to your friends and family, but wanting them to behave or act a certain way or to love you a certain way is not healthy. Anakin being attached to his mom and wanting to save his mom is fine, but having a fixation on his mom to love him a certain way would be unhealthy. Anakin being attached to Padme and not wanting her to die is perfectly normal, but having a fixation on her not dying or a fixation on her only choosing his side over all others is unhealthy. So, remember that you can feel negative emotions, but label and feel through them and then choose a better emotion. And you can be attached to a goal or desire, but don't fixate on it having to happen the way you want it to. Instead, attach yourself to the person you must become to have that goal or desire, and you'll have a much easier and psychologically healthy time. Are you excited for the Obi Wan limited series? Let me know in the comments below. Also, click here if you want to learn how powerful our minds are and how we can use it to reach our goals. Or click here if you want to see what Kylo Ren teaches us about manifesting money.